Hi, I'm Lorizio. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before, or welcome back if you have. Today I'm going to do a video about Starseeds, Lightseeds. Oh, that's what okay, I've got it. I've tried to start this so many times and it just wasn't happening. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Ascension, the Matriarchal Golden Age, and okay, interesting. Alright. They're like, no, well, you're supposed to say it because that's why we're here. Okay. Well, I'm just going to start then. So, they just said to me, because I've always been feeling and thinking that no one's going to be left behind. And I feel like it's because on the planet, we're in an upswing of a matriarchal cycle. So everything is going to get better. It looks pretty bad right now, okay? And I watch stuff and I go, whoa, like, the plans that the darkness has for this planet are not going to happen. I'm just going to say that categorically not going to happen, because people are waking up, and it's that waking up is accelerating because we're in the upswing of the matriarchal cycle now. We're not in the ascending of sorry, we're not still in the dip of like the bottom of the patriarchal and just starting to come out of it, but still sort of in patriarchal. No, we're in the upswing of the matriarchal now. So the ascension part is a choice, and not everyone will ascend as quickly as everyone else, basically. So, okay, they're like, when you get to the top of the upswing, that's when the most people will start to ascend in this matriarchal cycle. Okay, and then as it tapers off, like, the stragglers will start to come through. Do you know what I mean? So, and this happens over thousands of years, okay? Like, this is what people need to understand. It doesn't just happen overnight. You're not going to miss the boat. They're like, you're not going to miss the boat. Everything's going to improve. Even people who are in 3D, their world is still going to improve because everyone, the entire planet is in this matriarchal cycle. So the control system, they're like the control system, that all began in the last patriarchal cycle. And that energy, they're saying that's left the planet. So basically, they're just basically hanging on with their teeth and their like talons, like that's it. So that's why it looks bad. It looks bad because they're trying everything that they possibly can to not lose the control that they have on the planet. But it's like, it's too little too late. They're not, and I know it looks bad. I know it looks bad, okay? It's scary, it is. Like, I watch some things and I'm like, oof, that's dark. Like, you know, oh, what's her name? Amazing Polly. I was watching a video by Amazing Polly. I think it was like from the middle of this year, like May, June, July. I need to have another sip. So, it was about smartphones and that kind of holdable or wearable technology that's like, it's not good. And she breaks it down really well, and shows how things are moving forward and how things could potentially go badly. The thing is, whilst those things are happening in the world now, it's not going to continue. It just can't. Spirit's like, it just can't. It's not energetically possible because we're in this matriarchal upswing. And they're saying it won't be allowed. It will not be allowed to happen. So I know it looks bad. I know that it looks bad. And we can all do our bit to bring in a better world. But yeah, they're like, that's not going to happen. So I wrote down, oh, okay. interesting. All right. I'm just reading like a couple of my really basic notes, and Spirit's like, that's why, even though this planet has had matriarchal golden ages in the past, it has never actually ascended, let alone ascended en masse with all of the creatures, plants, everything living on it at that time. So, and honestly, the plants are ascending faster than we are. Because I look at, I go out in oh, they're like trying to clear my throat again. They're always trying to clear my throat. They're like, you don't talk enough, which is true. It's very true. I don't leave the house. I don't really talk. Parents get home and they don't want to talk because they've had full days at work. So other than my videos, I don't really talk. So I think I just need to do at least one video a day, even if it's just a short one. Just for my own benefit, basically. Okay, anyway, point is, they were saying that, because I was looking at my notes here, and it's funny that I wrote them down in this order. I didn't even realise it at the time. I was just jotting down notes so that I didn't forget. Because I have this notepad, and I just jot little downloads that I get down. And then it's like, you know, you just kind of know when it's time to share. So I wrote down Matriarchal Golden Age down there, and then Ascension. And in the middle, I kind of hit that, because in the middle, the reason why the planet hasn't ascended before, even though the planet's had, Spirit's like countless matriarchal golden ages, countless patriarchal dark ages, I guess you could say. Like, sorry, there are divine patriarchs. Like, I experienced a divine patriarch in the past week, and he's just beautiful. You know, like what a dad should be. So that's not to say that patriarchy or patriarchal energy is always bad. That's certainly not what it is. It's just our definition is how we define the downturn and then the upswing. Okay, so please don't think that I'm like talking bad about men. It's just the terminology. So the reason it hasn't coincided, a golden age hasn't coincided with Ascension before, is because the planet has never had Godseeds seeded into it. So, Earth is like, you know how on people's Facebook, Spirit just showed me like a Facebook profile, just like anyone, you know, someone who's like, looks like they've had a bit of a hard life, you know, and it says, school of the hard knocks. Like, Earth as a whole is a hard knock life. It's a hard school of hard knocks, okay? So souls don't usually come here until they've been like heavily trained. And that means lots and lots and lots of lifetimes to get to Earth. Okay, they're like to get to Earth in a human existence. You still get to experience the energy as plants, atoms, animals, all of it. Everything is a universe, you know. This is probably maybe a bit far out, but whatever, I'm just going to say it. So, so you have to, they're saying from the ground up. They're like actually even below the ground. So from the ground up, you have to experience Earth before you can come down as a human. And I'm going to be sipping a lot throughout this, I'm sorry. My throat's really dry because I've been coughing a lot. So before you even get here as a human, you have a lot of karma because you've had to come down to this planet so many times before you're ready. So that brings me to, I believe there's actually, let me see here, get past my notes. I need to take this off because I need a fresh page here. Okay, I've got all these notes in between. I'm like, I just need to take this page. Okay, so Okay, so I've just written a little note here, and hopefully you can see it okay. So here, I believe that there's actually 3 lots of 144. And now, okay, yes, they're like, and they're telling me to talk to you about population control bullshit that's going on the planet, and the fact that humans and the control system and just like everything that's happening on the planet to do with population, what's the word? Like, I can't even think of the word, because Spirit's like, no, that's not actually what it is. And I was talking about it today to Mum, the overpopulation. I said it today to Mum because she was watching Queen of the South, and it does quite a lot of sweeping views of Mexico, and it's like, whoa, that's a lot of people. And I said overpopulation, but inside me I was like, no, there's something not right about that. So the 144, 144, 144, that just that one, that is, it's not just the higher aspect. It's like this is so hard to explain because there aren't really words in English or any language on the planet. Well, there probably are in some other languages that would suffice, but I don't know what they are. But the part of the consciousness, this like expansive, huge part of God consciousness that you broke off from to come down here to incarnate, because that whole bit of consciousness, like, it's so vast, it would not fit into this 3D, slow, stupid, like, really, the spectrum of light that humans can comprehend is infinitesimal, like, it's tiny. And not to mention that our brains only perceive, like, we only use, like, a minute part of our brains. So that whole huge, like, infinite almost consciousness that you broke off from, that is one of these 144. That is one. So there's 144 galactics, which is what people know as the Starseeds. Not everyone is a starseed, okay? Because I tried to make a video, and I kept trying to say Starseeds, but I kept saying Lightseeds instead, and I was like, this is not just a Freudian slip. When I get stuck on something and I can't, my brain literally won't do the other thing that I'm supposed to say. It's like, there's something in that. So the first lot to incarnate were the galactics and the Starseeds. That's why everyone calls them Starseeds, because Spirit's saying that they've been the most prevalent on this planet. Okay? Now, the thing that you need to understand, this is where the population thing comes in. This 144, that breaks off into infinite, crazy number of that I couldn't even quantify. Like, they can't even give me a number. I'm like, what's a number? And they're like, we can't give you one, because the thing is, a piece of that energy comes down from, that's broken off and lived lives on other planets and not prepared for Earth. Even though, like, galactics are prepared in a sense that they are old souls and they are wise and they've lived on many other planets. It's just they haven't necessarily been to this planet before, and that's why it's hard, especially for them, because they've never come down in all these other different incarnations from the ground up and below, in Earth energy, so they're not used to it. So it's still hard for galactics, even though they have that soul wisdom, even though they've incarnated their consciousness here, and they're trying to give me downloads. This always happens when I talk about Ascension and Starseeds and Lightseeds and Godseeds, because it's just like, oh God, like, I get really dizzy. I've eaten, like, I had dinner, I don't know, a couple of hours ago. Like, I'm fine, I'm good. So it's just the downloads. They're like, yeah, it's just the downloads. All right. Oh, what were the in-between ones? Oh, gee. Oh, the notes are in my phone. Oh, they're just gonna have to tell me again because I've forgotten. Okay. All right. What did I call them? Oh, I wrote them. I gave them a name. I just can't think of what I've called them. Oh, I don't remember. I'm just gonna have to. It'll come to me. They're like it'll come to you. But yeah, it'll come to me as I'm explaining. So, so the planet is not overpopulated because this one is this huge consciousness that is ready. And the thing is, what I see is like not the whole full expression of that one galactic consciousness is necessarily going to come to Earth. What I'm seeing is like a pure white mass of consciousness and little pieces just constantly, basically like it's like they're being pelted at the Earth. So there's all these different, so 144 galactics, like these huge mass consciousness, um, all having their pieces of their consciousness and they're all working together. So it's not like they're saying it's integrated. They all work together. So it's like, okay, we need more of that energy. We need more of that energy. Earth needs that knowledge, or the Earth needs that wisdom. But they're like, yeah, it's the constant bombardment of Earth with light. Um, so that's how we're ascending. We haven't ascended before because the Godseeds had never chosen to come. I think that they could get volunteers from the galactics because they understand how important it is, even though they would have been like a bit reluctant, like, oh, it's Earth. But this time, and they had to trick themselves to come down. So the ones in the middle are actually, yeah, okay. Oh wait, maybe okay. They're like, yes, that's right. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at my work because I'm like, is that right? It's probably something else in my notes, but I'll put my notes in the description box so you can get an idea of the different downloads that I've had. So, all right. So the galactics came in first, and there's overlap, of course. It's just that the galactic energy was the easiest for the Earth to handle in a lot of ways, because it was kind of other and still held a lot of light. They couldn't send in the Godseeds first. So the Godseeds are pure souls. They've never been to this planet before. And then in the middle here, these souls are the bridge between the galactics and the Godseeds. So I'm still like trying to feel out why the galactics, because they do hold a lot of light, but they don't have like this intensity in their light. And it's not that they're dimmed, it's just that they're very peaceable, and it's not like, it's so hard to articulate. But the galactics came in first, and slowly too, not all at once, certainly not. They're still coming in now. So the galactics are what we know as Starseeds because they were the first ones to come in, and the first energies to wake up and realise what they were doing here, where they're really from, and channeling that wisdom through. Then you have Earth souls. So these are souls that they've started their training and they've been coming down into Earth energy and have had a good number of lives. But but Spirit, Galactic Council, whatever it is, they're like the Galactic Council of 9, or I don't, whatever it is, whoever governs Earth, all right? I can do another video on them some other time. But they convince these souls, like, yeah, you're ready for a human incarnation on Earth. Yeah, you've got this. Like, you're totally ready. They were, in a sense, tricked, but the light got away with it because it was necessary and it was needed. So these Earth souls, they are souls that were training to come to Earth and have their full, like, begin human incarnations on Earth. But they were nowhere near actually ready. And I've only just discovered this. I discovered it, and Earth souls will know that they're Earth souls and Lightseeds. So Earth souls carry more light than let's say the human souls that have been coming here and then got stuck on the karmic wheel. So the Earth souls, the Lightseeds, they've been training to come here, but then Spirit has actually sent them here before they were actually ready, because their souls held more light, but they still have that energetic coding and wisdom of the Earth, because they're Earth souls. They've been training to come here. Spirit's like, yes, that's right. They're like, and you were doubting yourself. They're like, just keep going. So yeah, they were tricked to come here. Now, a lot of these Lightseeds, because they're familiar with the Earth's energy, because I kept saying that I felt that I was a Lightseed, but then I kept saying that Lightseeds were pure God consciousness. And I was like, but I don't think I am pure God consciousness. Like, I'm not straight from the source. And I kept getting really confused. And I was like, I don't understand what this download is. It's so confusing. And then I was commenting on a video someone else made. And it all just poured out of me. I wrote it in a comment and posted it and then copied it and pasted it in some notes. And I was like, that's why I didn't understand my own download. So Earth souls, or Lightseeds, were tricked to come here because their souls held the vibration of Earth, but they carry more light. So the Galactics have this, like, wise, they do carry light, of course, but they have this wise, peaceful, it's a more grounded. That's the word I'm looking for. They carry light, but they're grounded, okay? So they came in first so that it wasn't a shock to the system. Then the Earth souls, the Lightseeds, came in because they carry more light. And the Earth needed it to bump that energy up, And then last to start coming in were the Godseeds. Now, the Godseeds are pure consciousness, or you could say the source seeds or the creator seeds, whatever you want to call it. This is energies that have never been to Earth in any incarnation, ever. They're like, well, oh, that's right, okay, I need to finish on the Earth souls first, okay. So, I was reading with my friend, and we have a lot in common, like, freaky, ridiculous, a lot in common. I'm from Adelaide, South Australia. She lives in New York, in Brooklyn, I believe. And just the synchronicities between our two lives is like, it's freaky, honestly. It's freaky. I was reading for her, and I don't think she'll mind me saying this. I won't go into detail, but when she was 16 days old, she had a near-death experience. When I was 14 days old, I had a near-death experience. So you have this, I would not be at all surprised if there are a lot of Lightseeds out there who have a near-death experience within the first few weeks, first month, possibly even up to 3 months near-death experience. Like, 100%. Because we get, and I felt this when I was first training in Reiki, and, you know, you're delving into yourself and learning about past lives, and whether that's when you're a baby or whatever, or actual, like, different lifetimes. Oh my gosh, my poor throat. Okay, so yeah, we get here and we're like, whoa. And I've said this is so funny. I'm only just realizing now. I'm like, of course. I've always said that, like, I got here and I was like, whoa, hey, I remember what this is like. Nope, absolutely not. Get me the fuck out of here. No, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to be here. Like, let me out. Get me out of here. But that didn't work because my mum resuscitated me. I vomited and inhaled on the breast milk. So I suffocated on vomit. But hey, you know, anything to get off this fucking planet. When you first get here and you're like, oh, I remember this place. No, get me out. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a common experience for Lightseeds. They're like spirits, like it's like unanimous. Like you all get down here and you go, whoa, absolutely not. The Galactics get here and it's more like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. It's just like, it's more like long suffering because they've got that grounded energy. They hold a lot of light, but they're also grounded. Whereas the Earth souls, you know, souls trained to come to Earth or training to come to Earth, were tricked to come here. And tricked sounds like trickster, like evil, but it's not. It's just that maybe convinced is a better word. They were convinced to come here, even though they weren't technically ready. Like if it was another time on the planet, they would have never been allowed to come at this time without the proper, they're saying without the proper training. They would have never been allowed to come. But because the energy is changing and because the Earth needed that bridge, they're like, it's to break the karmic wheel. So the Lightseeds aren't entrenched with all that karma. So even though you can feel like you're drowning here because it's Earth and you're not prepared, it's not because you're stuck on the karmic wheel. It's because it's heavy here. It's kind of oppressive sometimes. It's just like, it's hard. It's not because you're stuck on the karmic wheel. It's just hard. They're like, just stick with your light and your life purpose and you'll be okay. You know, just keep on plugging. So they needed us as a bridge between the Galactics who are light, but they're also grounded. So their energy wasn't intense. They don't have like that intensity. It's a bit gentler because they are grounded in their wisdom, and they're saying their longevity, like their souls are so old that they're just like, you know when you're around someone who's old, but like they've been around the block so many times, it's just like they see the fucked up shit happening and they're like, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Like just gonna sit here with my beer on my rocking chair and it's gonna be fine. You know, like just okay, just that long suffering energy because they've seen it before, if not on Earth, but they've seen something similar somewhere else. You know, like but yeah, so we needed that bridge energy between the grounded energy of the Galactics and that pure white light, that pristine soul energy straight from God. So the Earth souls, the Lightseeds, were that bridge. So this has been interesting, even for me, because I've got like bits and pieces, but it doesn't all come through until it like comes through, and then they make it all click in my head. So, so you can imagine now. Hopefully this will. Oh, there we go. Has that worked? Yeah. So, you've got the Galactics, which we know as Starseeds in like the spiritual community. Then you have the Earth souls, souls training to come to Earth, who weren't quite ready, but because we're in an upswing, or just before an upswing in the matriarchal cycle, they were allowed to come. In fact, they needed to come. They really needed them to come because they needed their light. They were as uncorrupted as you could be for Earth energy, but also carried that Earth energy enough to fit here and to have enough to get by. The galactics, because they're so old and wise, even though they feel like they don't belong here, they're prepared to be here because they've been around the block a few times, as I said. The Earth souls were prepared because they've been here before, but they still held so much light and not anywhere near, like their karma was like basically non-existent. Not to the point where human souls who have been incarnating and incarnated as humans to this planet over and over and over again, and they just can't break out of this cycle. That's why the earth souls have come, the Lightseeds. So the pure souls, the Godseeds, straight from God, they're last, because you see there's like a progression here. It couldn't happen all at once, otherwise it would just be too much. Okay, they're saying it'd break down the energy so fast that you wouldn't be able to rebuild it, and it would just send everything into chaos. So there's a very fine, intricate plan of how this all proceeds. They're saying, and it changes with time as things happen on the planet, because humans are constantly creating. We're creating the future right now, and so they sometimes have to modify their plans as they see what we're doing and creating. So they work with us. So you can imagine 144, 144, and this is 144,000, okay? It's not 144. So you can start to get a grasp of how infinite all of these, okay, they're like a super consciousness. I'm like, fantastic, we've got a word. That'll do. So it's like this super consciousness, this huge bit of consciousness. 144,000, 144,000, and 144,000. I wish I had I do have a calculator, it's just not very good. And I don't know where I've put it. So then you can... Oh my God. Hang on. Okay. So you can start to get an idea of why the population on the planet globally has just exploded. Okay, so they're saying that the number of souls of humans are far outweighed now by the galactics, the Earth souls and the pure souls, the Starseeds, Lightseeds and Godseeds, that we're breaking their karma down, we're fixing it, we're helping them by bringing down and integrating our own light and our own shadow sides, because we do still have those aspects of ourselves to all work with, and to work on. But we're pulling them off the karmic 3D wheel that's keeping them stuck in this dimension. So you can understand why the global population is gone so crazy. It's nothing to worry about, honestly. We do need to take better care of the planet, but that is happening, and it will continue to happen. And looking at the overpopulation, it's not overpopulation, it's exactly where it's meant to be. If it was going to break Gaia, break the planet, it wouldn't be allowed to happen, okay? This is what people have got to understand. And I know a lot of people who are very 3D, practical, logical, this is all there is, wouldn't understand that. But there'll be plenty of people who do. It's nothing to worry about. Can we do better, and will we do better for the planet? 100%. I don't want Gaia to feel sick, which is really what we're doing to her when we're filling her oceans with plastic and, spilling radioactive waste and all this kind of crap. We can do better, and we will do better. But all this crap about, I know that there's a lot of like devious shit going on, and people wanting to control the human population. Well, you can't, because people are waking up, and soon enough they're going to realise what's actually happening on the planet, and that the amount of souls that are here incarnated, it's nothing to worry about. And Spirit's just said it won't always be like this. The populations are going to go up, 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 and then just slowly back down and taper off to something that's meant and healthy. And they're saying it's just for now. It's just for now. It's just to get through this ascension process, and to pull as many of the human souls out of it as we can. That's the goal. That's the goal. And to help pull Gaia out, because she's been stuck in it with them. So that's the plan. Like, and yeah, not to worry about the mass number of people that are here. You know, there's nothing to worry about, honestly. So yeah, whilst there have been other matriarchal cycles on this planet, we haven't ascended before. Although I believe that there are pockets that have, you know, Indigenous peoples who understood all of this far quicker than any of us have, you know, like whole civilizations that just disappeared. So yeah, we are getting there. We will get there. And it will happen. Like, you can't stop this energy. You just can't. It's not going to happen. So yeah, 9 is God's number. I'll finish off with this. Yeah, okay. So 7 is heaven's number. You know, 7, heaven blessed, heaven's number. And then 9 is God's number. Some people see the 8 as infinite as well, because if you turn it on the side, it's obviously the infinity symbol. But really it's the 9, because when you add okay, and apparently I don't need that. When you add all of these, so 144 plus 144 plus 144, and you get that number, and then you add that number up, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that'll come down to a 9. And you can do it as many times as you want with 144, 144, 144. It will always come back to a 9. And 9 is God's number. It's also the number of completion. They're like, oh, get your book. Where have I put it? Oh, there it is. Hang on. Oh, gee. Oh, hang on. Let me pause. Crisis averted. I forgot that I was plugged in with my new microphone. Oops. I always took the whole phone with me. Alright. They're like, get your folder. Because I think it would be valuable to read all the energy of the 9. Okay. Alright. The number 9. Having universal wisdom, I embrace the principles of forgiveness and compassion. The 9 holds the vibration of universal love. It teaches us how to accept each other. By having such a vast overview, the 9 becomes a bridge to many qualities like creativity, you know, the creator. I'm like, oh, it better be recording. Creativity, imagination, benevolence and service, impersonality. I don't think that's the right word. It doesn't seem like the right word. Intuition, stroke review, so like going within. Philanthropy, emotion, reflection, generosity, blessings, devotion and humanitarianism, and dedication. I'm also going to read the 9th letter of the alphabet, which is I. Yeah. So within the I, 9, you will find much sensitivity, intuition, and intensity with a strong focus on emotion. The I wishes to contribute to humanity, but often becomes distracted by what is reflected in its environment and life's dramas. It needs to have time alone to meditate and find its center. It may often sacrifice to give to others, as it has a deep understanding of others' needs and suffering, really. Nines understand suffering, and so we can't bear to see other people suffer. I don't know why it's so bright right now. I'm like, what is going on? I haven't changed the light. I don't know. Carrying on. It must learn self-compassion so that it is able to truly give what it so deeply desires. Yeah, because if you don't give it to yourself first, you can't give it to other people. It also possesses much creative and artistic energy. Nature is a godsend, for it helps the I, 9, to stay somewhat balanced. They're like, yes, read the others, it's important. Okay, so there should be 2 other ones. Or is it 1? 1 other one. Interesting. Alright, so this is the last one. So the second R, let's skip one, no. The second letter in the alphabet that comes out to a 9 is an 18-9. So the foundation of the R9 is selflessness. It is here to assist humanity and is capable of great understanding and tolerance. It has a strong potential to assist others as it understands how to motivate and inspire. It can be taken advantage of until it learns self-value and compassion. People with 9 in their life path, and or... Did you see that? I just saw that. Whoa. That was amazing. I saw that all, but I didn't... What? I actually even saw something out the side of my eye, and then I looked and there was nothing there. That was crazy. Okay. I find that people with multiple 9s in the breakdown of their life path... Oh, gee. They get taken advantage of. 2 of my brothers, one's biological younger brother, and the other is older stepbrother. They both have 2 or more 9s, and they both... they've got hearts of gold, very sensitive, do get taken advantage of, have experienced a lot of different things in their life. And yeah, they get taken advantage of because they have suffered and they can't bear to see other people suffering because they feel it, because they're so sensitive. But you can't keep throwing yourself under the bus for another person, Other people have to own their own shit. So, self-value and compassion for yourself first and then for others is important, because otherwise you do get taken advantage of, and that's not helpful. Because also, if you help people too much, you're actually robbing them of their life path and learning the lessons that they came here to learn. So it's not always beneficial. Sometimes people really genuinely need a helping hand, whether it's a hand out or a hand up. There's a time and a place for everything. But if you overdo it, or you give it to someone who doesn't deserve it and really hasn't earned it or doesn't have a genuine need, all you're doing is hurting them and you. It has much emotion running through it and a deep need to contribute. Often it expresses as a teacher, writer, artist or poet with a great potential to lead others. There is a certain nervous energy running through this vibration which can cause some delays or confusion. It is a self-starter. Yeah, that rings true for me. Okay, they're like, yeah, that's it. Oh, okay, hang on. No, there's one more thing. I have the 99 life path. And of course, as it's 99, it'll come back to a 9. 9 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. And you see how this goes. Where is it? Where are you? Here we go. I knew it was at the back. Master number 99. Holistic healing, wholeness. Body as temple of spirit. ultimate regeneration, resurrection, immortality, illumination, divine communication, cosmic love, pure awareness, ego annihilation, agape love, enlightenment. And now nine's also, because it's the end of the cyclical nature of numbers, it also represents endings. And I mean, what better energy can you end something on? And what we're trying to end is this karmic wheel bullshit that humans are stuck on. So I hope that's made some sense. I'd pull a card or something, but I just don't feel it's necessary and my throat needs a break. So I'm just going to have to cut it off here. Sorry. But look, I'm sure I'll do another video if you have more questions or you want me to, you know, channel some more information, then do let me know. I'm sure they'll keep giving me information as they do. I'd like to do a channeling video on light codes because I'm like, I mean, I need to know more for me anyway, but yeah, I'd like to download information for other people too because I think it's going to help them as well. So I'm going to go and love and leave you as always. Take 3 for luck. Bye.